Hi everyone, let's get a couple 99s. First is Prayer. After getting 95, all the experience I gained was largely passive, either from the Bone Crusher or daily challenges, so I'm already level 98 and only around 1,000 dinosaur bones away from 99. With the Powder of Burials, it only took me 20 minutes for the last bit of XP. The Prayer skill cape has a pretty iconic emote, or at least I think so. Unfortunately, it's probably got the worst perk of any skill cape. It gives you the effects of having both incense burners lit when sacrificing bones to an altar in your player-owned house. Totally useless. Even if the Powder of Burials didn't exist, it'd still be terrible considering the Wilderness altar doesn't require you to light any burners and the bank is right there. Also, at the time of me recording this audio, Jagex just released the developer diary about the update that's coming out on August 1st, changing the Wilderness completely, so I have no idea what's going to happen with the altar. If this video comes out after that update is made, ignore this. If it's before the update is made, who knows? So speculate. Leave a comment below. It's such a shame how unexciting 99 Prayer is nowadays. Admittedly, most 99s are kind of underwhelming, but Prayer used to be such a prestigious 99 to get. Now the only thing you get after 95 is an extra 40 prayer points. I mean, there's the tier 99 curses too, but I don't got them, so it's like they don't exist. See, they aren't even in my prayer book. Not real. A less useless 99 is summoning. I use the pickup sticks method with spirit jellies, and instead of selling the pouches to pick up sticks, I just turn them into scrolls so I didn't have to switch between the buy and sell windows in the shop because that's annoying. You don't get to keep the pouches with this method, but they're spirit jellies, so who cares? I'm actually kind of excited to get 99 summoning, even though all it unlocks is the Steel Titan. The best familiars to use in most situations are contracted demons or Niles, and they require at most level 96 summoning, a Ripper Demon. But for some scenarios, those familiars are overkill. If I just want a little bit extra damage while doing Slayer or something, a Steel Titan is a decent option. Making binding contracts can be kind of annoying, but making Steel Titans is trivial. As long as you kill celestial dragons every now and then, you're gonna have more than enough tertiaries to make plenty of Steel Titans. I really do wish the Steel Titan were better. It's weird that a level 99 familiar is outclassed in every way by a level 96 familiar. If I'm remembering correctly, there was a point where the Steel Titan gave you a defense boost, but they got rid of it for some reason. I recall summoning pures being a thing, and people would have 99 summoning, 99 defense, and they'd basically be unkillable in the wilderness, and they just let their Steel Titan do all the work. At least the cape isn't too bad. It has a small chance to save charms when making pouches, stacking with the shaman outfit and spirit gems. I just find it strange that a combat skill cape doesn't affect the combat portion of the skill. Shouldn't it affect familiars at least a little bit? Carrying on with a bit of Slayer, we got a Tormented Demon task, and I gotta say, it's pretty annoying to deal with a bunch of them attacking you at the same time. I remember long ago, in the far-off times of yesteryear, there was a way to lure them in a certain spot around the room so you'd only have to fight one at a time, but I'm too impatient to deal with that. I'd rather just complain. This is why I want to catch one for my personal Slayer dungeon. When I decide to grind out an Ascension crossbow and need to get a pair of dragon limbs, I can just chill in my... oh. Well, that's the limbs for my main hand crossbow then. Neat. Never mind. I remember rune dragons being difficult, and I'm not sure why. Decimation and Dragonbane arrows just tear through these guys. And I even got my first Visage. Do you remember when these things were like 20 mil? I swear. All of my friends got one back in 2008, and I was stuck as a poor little bastard slaying to 99 with Torag's armor instead of Bandos. Those were the days, huh? The passage of time consumes us all. I got 104 Slayer by squashing some Scarabs because they give Slayer XP for some reason. I did this so my first task at 104 has a chance of being Lost Grove creatures. What's so special about Lost Grove creatures? I'm glad you asked. Lost Grove creatures have a 1 in 5,000 chance of dropping Cinderbane gloves. A pair of gloves Jagex has been regretting adding to the game since the flowchart for whether or not to use them looks like this. Is it poisonable? Yes. Use Cinderbanes. No? Whatever. On task, however, the drop chance increases to 1 in 1,500. Certainly rare, but not absurdly rare, especially since you can kill these guys pretty quick. Every creature of the Lost Grove task will be extended until I get a pair of Cinderbanes. There's also the Elven Ritual Shard, but that's more of a convenient item to have rather than a significant combat upgrade. It's basically the Enhanced Excalibur, but for prayer. Nice to have, but not game-changing. Of course, my first task at 104 wasn't Creatures of the Lost Grove, but I did get lucky on an Ascension member task and caught myself 3 Capsarii. Now that I have 4 in my personal Slayer dungeon, I can start AFKing in here for Ascension Keystones. But I have to move the Ripper Demon out of this room first. With 1,000 Slayer points, you can buy a Ouija board. Thanks, Hasbro. It simply allows you to move the souls around your dungeon. There was a period of time where you couldn't move them at all. If you wanted to relocate a monster, you had to get rid of it and capture a new one. That was dumb. It's a good thing it was changed. How did they not think of it the first time around? Why? Whatever. A lot of guides will say to have 5 Capsarii in the room since you can get more kills per hour that way, and I might try for a 5th at some point, but for now I'll keep 4 and come in here to AFK every now and then. I'm putting a Hill Giant in here as well so that I can get a bit of prayer restoration with a Demon Horn necklace. It wouldn't be much of a YouTube video without me prostrating myself to the algorithm and asking for you to subscribe, but seriously, thank you for 1,000 subscribers. Let's see if we can get to 2,000. I've been sending ships out from my player-owned port for some time now, and I recently got to the last region. In the last region, you have a chance to get a Kaseki mission. The Gemstone Kaseki is needed to make the Sea Singer Kiba and Magaki. It's a wand and orb. They're tier 85 magic weapons, and in places where you have 100% accuracy, they're actually better than the Psyware wand and orb since those only have level 80 damage. It's random whether the Gemstone mission will show up, and it will only show up after you unlock the ability to recruit Caridian exiles as crew members. At least that's what the wiki says. However, the Guardians of the World Trio mission in the Loop region rewards a guaranteed Kaseki. I'm not totally sure how combo adventure missions work, but I assume it's when all of those adventurers are in your port at the same time, their respective story mission pops up, I guess. Whatever the case, with 90 agility, divination, and dungeoneering, the Tengu, the Memory, and the Exile can go on a story mission and bring back a gemstone. So I have a gemstone, but not enough chi to make the main hand, nor do I have 92 rune crafting. You can't boost for it. So we're gonna feed 2 birds with 1 scone. We'll train to 92 rune crafting and farm magical thread to make a rune pouch. Here's the method. First, set up the correct relics. You want pouch protector so you don't have to worry about your pouches degrading. This includes the massive pouch. It won't degrade at all. Also, you want the Nexus mod power so that the Mage of Zamorak teleports you to the center of the abyss where the altar holes lie. This method may change based on the wilderness updates. I don't know what they're doing. Apparently the Demon's Skull is still gonna opt you in for PvP for some reason because PvPers only should be fighting PvPers, but they're gonna make rune crafters be PvPers because they're gonna have to wear the sky. I have no idea what they're doing. For XP, you should craft blood runes, but sometimes I crafted nature runes because the altar hole is so close to where you spawn, and who would turn down an easy hole? After crafting those runes, you teleport back to the bank, resupply for another abyss run, but instead of going to the abyss, you crack an astral altar teleport tablet. You can buy 10 of them for 2,000 runespan points from Wizard Rinzit. I've been buying the unstable air runes from the traveling merchant shop specifically so I could buy teleport tablets so I would be able to do this method and get fast threads. If you're quick, you can make 2 to 3 trips to the astral altar before you lose the abyss buff. You see, for a minute after leaving the abyss, you have an increased chance of getting magical thread. So the goal is to craft as many runes as possible before having to run through the abyss again. Since the astral altar is out in the open and doesn't require you to climb through any mysterious ruins, it's one of the fastest altars to teleport to and craft runes at. Honestly, I should have timed myself to get an accurate thread per hour estimate, but I didn't. However, I can safely say it was super fast. I had to use a bit under 200 astral teleports for the 50 or so more thread I needed. I already had about 50 thread because I would do this method with my daily Wicked Hood teleports and get 1 or 2 thread a day. Obviously, I only started doing that recently. What I didn't realize was that the Grasping Rune pouch only requires 2,000 Croesus Flakes, my favorite breakfast cereal, and 15 more thread to upgrade the base rune pouch. I thought I needed a special item from Croesus to do that, so I'll need to grind out another 15 threads sometime in the future. Unfortunately, the thread grind didn't get me to 92, so I just finished up with some soul rune crafting. Easy. Now I've got 92 rune crafting and I can make a Sea Singer Kiba, but I don't have enough chi. What to do? Well, you can buy Port's resources from Bonnie, the merchant on Waiko, for Taijitu and Chimes, which you can get by exploring the Uncharted Islands and skilling in the Ark, or you can kill trash and mini-bosses in the Temple of Amanishi. Mobs in there can sometimes drop Taijitu and Chimes. Also, every enemy in the Temple of Amanishi has a chance to use up one of my Lucky Charms, another popular breakfast cereal. There's a 1 in 40 chance that a charm will be used, 1 in 25 for mini-bosses, and there's a 1 in 40 chance that the loot it grants will be a Sea Singer upgrade kit, which unsurprisingly upgrades Sea Singer weapons, bringing them to tier 88. The only better wand and orb would be the Seismic or the Praisal, and those are a long, long way away. Yeah, the Psyware weapons are better where accuracy matters, but you know what I mean. Since the charms only cost 10,000 dungeoneering tokens, and the mini-bosses always drop 5,000 dungeoneering tokens, if I kill 2 mini-bosses per proc of the charms, I'll recoup my losses. And honestly, the proc chance on the charms is low enough anyway that I think I'll end up with more tokens than I started with. Should I have done this in a token farming group? Probably. There's no but. I probably should have. I've been making Ironman videos for about a year now, and if you know me, you know I hate doing just one thing. I like all my grinds to be multifaceted, or at least I try to make them that way. While running ED1, we will be accumulating dungeoneering outfit fragments. We've already got 50,000 and you need 72,000 to make all the outfit pieces so you can combine them into the warped Gorajan Trailblazer outfit. It comes with a ton of bonuses, and I'll want those bonuses before I start my dungeoneering grind back up some point in the future. Oh, 500 million total XP. Cool. I'd be lying if I said anything interesting happened while I was using these 10 lucky charms, but here's the loot from using up those 10. I mean, it's pretty standard loot. It's what you'd expect. I didn't get an upgrade kit. I didn't really expect to get one, but I'm still kind of sad. I am going to disassemble those rare relics, however. They out for 1 mil each, but I'm at a point where the potential for rare components outweighs my need for gold. I mean, what do I really need GP for at this point? Seriously, if anyone knows, tell me, because I don't want to screw myself over. Hey, apparently you can get junk from these relics. Awesome, I love it. Like I said last time, this video is going to be a little meandery, or at least I think I said that last time. If I didn't say that last time, go back and watch last time's video and pretend I said it at the end. So here's something different. Smithing. I want to make an Artificer's measure.
Artificer.
And it requires us to make a glorious silver chain. Glorious bars require 99 smithing to make, so getting to 97 first and using a dwarven stout to boost will make it much easier. Also, I'll accumulate a lot of respect on my way to 97 and will be able to upgrade my cannon to the auto stocking version. Here's the chain. It took about 20 minutes to make because you have to do that folding thing 1,000 times to the bar. Want to know why this tedious folding thing is in the game? Here's what I think. I believe it's based on the myth that katana blades are folded 1,000 times and the process produces blades that can cut through mountains, or whatever misconceptions katana simping weebs like to tell themselves. No, the blades weren't folded 1,000 times. They were folded something like 10 times, resulting in over 1,000 layers. 1,000 folds would create so many layers, I don't think the number can be represented even by a float variable. It's over 300 digits long. Listen, katana bros, they're cool. Katanas are cool, but they ain't magic. They're just really well made swords, just like any other medieval warrior's sword. Neither is inherently better than the other. The best European swords and the best Japanese swords were all immaculate works of excellent craftsmanship. And swords can't cut through armor. Why would anyone wear armor if their enemies could cleave right through it without a problem? Know when knights stopped using armor? When they started using guns that could penetrate any armor. It became a liability at that point. Where was I? Right, the Artificer's measure. Let's get 96 crafting real quick, we're pretty close. Cut some gems, make some dragon hide, whatever. With 96, we can boost to 99 with a crafting potion instead of having to fight with a spicy stew. Gotta say, the worst part of making this was collecting the fine sand. You need 1,000 blessed sand in total, which means thousands of sandstone. And as an Iron Man, you gotta mine it yourself. Fortunately, the telekinetic grind spell affects all the sandstone in your inventory of the same size, so you don't have to grind them one by one. I opted to just AFK with my Grace of the Elves. Probably a waste of porters, but whatever. The Artificer's measure will be useful for whenever I decide to grind out 99 crafting and construction. It increases the chance that the Scroll of Dexterity or the Scroll of Proficiency's effect will proc. And when it does, it gives me a 0.5% XP buff stacking up to 10 times, lasting for 5 minutes. Each subsequent proc of the scroll's effect refreshes the buff. It also grants a 5% chance to double output when making urns and blowing glass. It also gives some bonuses at Croesus, but I'm not exactly sure how much. The wiki doesn't go into a lot of detail, but hey, we got it now, so that's cool. When we do the Croesus grind, I'll bring it along. And that's the Sea Singer wand, or Kiba. How could I get a wand and a Kiba confused? They're totally different. Kiba means fang or tusk in Japanese. Do Sea Singers have tusks? Maybe. I can pair it with an attuned crystal orb since offhands don't affect accuracy, only damage. Really, there's no difference between the attuned orb and the Psyware orb, right? I mean, technically the Psyware orb has tier 90 accuracy, but your overall accuracy is determined only by your main hand. So if I ever get a Psyware orb, I might as well just disassemble it for Psyware components because the attuned crystal orb is just as good, right? Still no upgrade kit. We did get enough dungeoneering fragments to make the full outfit though, so that's fun. The blueprint costs 200,000 tokens, but we've got plenty thanks to all the ED1 mini-bosses. The most exciting thing about the Elite outfit is that it gives you a permanent 7% discount in the token shop. That means cheaper Lucky Charms. The Lucky Charms are so cheap that now the choice between name brand and the off-brand multi-meal ones is purely a decision based on taste. Do I want the Lucky Charms or do I want the Marshmallow Mateys? I can choose whichever one I want. They're the same price. All jokes aside though, Malta-Meal Cocoa Roos taste way better than General Mills Cocoa Puffs. Just saying. And we get more experience from sinkholes. Oh boy. Armadillo helmet. Awesome. Oops, jumped the gun. Got 120 invention. Well, that's that. It's not very exciting. Honestly, every level after 101 wasn't exciting since I had already unlocked all the level up blueprints by using an extreme invention potion. The cape provides the 2% drain reduction just like the 99 cape, but it also increases the chance of receiving uncommon and rare components by 20%. 105 Slayer, no Staff of Light, so few Vinecrawler tasks. They're trolling me now. Got a loot beam, got excited. It's a grimoire page. I can't even imagine a timeline where I can actually use this. Cinderbanes! Yes! Just around 600 kills, amazing. I love it. An Elven Ritual shard in the same task. When it rains, it pours, but, you know, good news, not bad news. I ain't just getting spooned here. I'm getting served an entire 8-course meal. Place the hors d'oeuvres directly into my face. That's a good place to stop. Thanks for watching.